Hi, my name is Mark Stipic. I'm the WorkCover guy. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today I'm answering the question, can an employee claim work cover for an aggravation of an injury that was pre-existing that they didn't disclose? Sorry, it's a fairly complicated wording of the question there, but that's what I'm aiming to answer today. So let me paint the picture for you. An employee has commenced employment. They might have even gone through a pre-employment medical, or they filled out a health questionnaire where they've said, yep, no worries, I'm fine. 3 months into their employment, they sustain a back injury. The doctor says, they've gone off for some treatment. The doctor says, look, they had previous surgery to their back and they've aggravated that same problem. But we didn't know he had surgery to his back. In fact, on his employment application, he said there was nothing wrong with him. So how can he claim for it? He's lied to us on his job application. Well, I hate to say it, but WorkCover is highly unlikely to reject a person's claim because they didn't disclose a pre-existing injury like that. Aggravation injuries are accepted. I've got other videos explaining around why aggravations are considered to be injuries. There is a section of the Act that employers often latch onto where it does actually say that if you don't disclose your a pre-existing injury and you claim for an aggravation of that, then your claim will be rejected. Now, in the entire history of the WorkCover scheme here in Victoria, I personally can't name a single instance where that has stuck, where a claim has been able to be rejected on that basis. I've spoken to colleagues of mine who are in charge of making these decisions, and the advice that's been given to me is that section will really only apply under. There needs to be two very specific circumstances. One is that you need to have had the person sign a document that says that they've been made aware of that specific piece of legislation and that they are not disclosing anything, and therefore they've signed a piece of paper that specifically says they know that legislation exists, and if I don't disclose it, I won't get covered. So first of all, you need to have that piece of paper signed. However, second to that, the advice I've been given is that it really only applies to the first 1 or 2 days of employment. So an example might be someone who's gone through the application process, came up fine, but between when they went through their employment application, maybe which finished up on a Friday, and they're due to start work on the Monday, they do their ankle on the weekend. They turn up at work with their sore ankle on the Monday and they say, I've aggravated it because I walked on it for 5 minutes this morning at the workplace. That's an aggravation injury. That might be an example that could get rejected. That's the example that was given to me. So as long as there's the form and as long as it's like a really sort of blatant thing that happened outside of work, significant, and it's happened really, really soon into the person commencing employment. I would say once it's gone beyond a couple of days, chances are that section of the Act is probably not going to be relevant. I can't give any guarantees around that. It's fairly untested. But what I do know is that when I was a case manager for many years, that question would come up a number of times and we were never authorised to reject a claim on that basis. And I've never heard of any single claim actually being rejected on that basis. So that's my understanding of that piece of legislation there. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thanks for tuning in and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.